Namaste, a very good morning. This is Dr. Vyakaranam Nageshwar. Welcome to Idam Brahmyam. Today we have a distinguished guest. We have been meeting different distinguished guests from different parts of the country. Our idea, our purpose and our priority remains to reflect the Bharatiyata existing in this country and beyond. Today we have with us a great personality who, after being the professor of reputed institutes, have dedicated his time and the rest of the life for a noble cause. Without wasting a minute, let's go and talk to such noble personality. Today we have Dr. Sadanand Deekshith from Orissa. Namaskar, sir. Namaskar. Welcome to Idam Brahmyam, sir.
Dhanyavad.
Sir, before going to the point of the activities of your line of field, I would like to know, in Orissa, when we consider, it is the land of Jagannatha. Jagannatha is the creator of the universe, and he is the man or the God or the universal force which runs each and every jiva of this divine creation. When we meet a person of your personality from Jagannatha, Radha Chakral, what we say, how do you feel, how do you look at the Sanatana Dharma of today, hailing from Orissa and Jagannatha temple? From that area you come. How do you look at the Sanatana Dharma? What is your first opinion when you look into the conditions of the country and beyond? May I know?
Thank you. It is a very difficult question for me, because Sanatana Dharma is like not only an ocean, but it is like some oceans that Dharma governs the whole human society. The human society actually who are the architects of this universe, because in Sanatana Dharma process, Maharishi Manu says that the architect man should be like this, that is dhruti, kshama, damah, asteyam, saucham, indriya nigraha, dhir, vidya, satyam, akrodha, dashakam, dharma lakshanam. So if you will actually examine this direction of Maharishi Manu, that one man should be of these 10 qualities. If he holds these 10 qualities, then he will be a perfect Manusya. That which Veda also holds that Manur Bhava, you must be a Manusya first. Oh. So in that context, if you will analyze the philosophy of Lord Jagannatha, Jagannatha also is like that, because he is such a universal God.
Omnipresent.
Yeah, he is such a universal God, and he actually embraces all the communities. Correct. All the people all over the world, whether he is a Hindu or a Christian or a Muslim, or a Brahmana or a Vaishya or a Sudra, like that, there is no difference. No difference. Right. So I think in a real sense that Jagannatha Dharma is a Sanatana Dharma.
Very excellent, sir. Dr. Saab, I would like to ask you one more thing. You have been a professor, you have been in the teaching field in different universities at the different highest levels of order. I would like to ask you, you also had an experience, even currently you are heading the Orissa Brahmana Mahasabha. So I would like to ask you, sir, not only that, concentrating upon two major challenges, you are now walking like Shankaracharya throughout the country. Yeah. What are the two things what I have learned from you is, number one is making the Brahmins realize their responsibility. Rights are next, first is responsibility. You have been talking about it, you have been telling Brahmins to come up, hold the Sanatana Dharma, hold everyone, join everyone and go ahead as a big brother. Yeah. Next thing what I have learned from you, sir, is regarding the Sanskrit. To our knowledge as a doctor, I feel that Sanskrit is not just a language of communication, but it is beyond doubt proved that a language which can make the systems, the muscle, the nerves regenerate with high energy levels is Sanskrit. It is not just a media of communication, Devanagara, that what we call. It has got real scientific basis also. Definitely. Now there are two challenges that you have taken, sir. Propagation of Sanskrit and patting on the back of each Brahmin brother and sister and telling that, come, the time has come, we have to go ahead. Can you please tell us how you took that spirit, holding in the highest post of the universities, you just took a decision and came out and spent rest of your life for these two sacred noble causes. Can you please tell me, sir?
Really very interesting questions to remind myself that how I have been initiated to revive Sanskrit as a spoken, vibrant language that is called a Lokabhasha. Because throughout my career, I was always thinking that how we can rejuvenate, we can strengthen our nation called Bharata. Because I was ashamed when when I came to know that our Bharata is divided by Bharat and India. In our constitution, it is mentioned that the India, that is Bharata.
Yes.
So from that day, I think the dilemma came over the country, and also the dilemma still persists.
Sir.
In every sphere, whether it is society, whether it is the administration, whether it is the tradition, whether it is the dharma, that dilemma came. And after that, I thought that Sanskrit should be revived as a language, because you know Sanskrit has four elements. The one is language, the other is literature, the third one is philosophy, and the fourth one is science. So first, I and my friends took a challenge to revive Sanskrit as a communicative language, as a vibrant language, so that that language can unite all the Indians in one umbrella.
Great, very nice.
One thing. Then we started the Lokabhasha Prachar Samiti in 1979, and that started that movement as a registered organization in 1983 from Puri. After that,
you took the blessings of Jagannatha.
Lord Jagannatha, and also in our logo also you see,
yes,
our logo also you can see that that Lord Jagannatha is there.
Yes, sir.
And we think that without Jagannatha there is nothing possible in this world. And then actually that movement got momentum. And now it has branches in 19 countries also. All over the country we have branches. Now we are conducting some 10 activities, that is speaking and teaching, training, and research activities, publication, entertainment programs, and also some organization. And now that through mass media also we are propagating Sanskrit. One thing. And I have been associated with this Brahmana organization in Puri since 1986. Because you know, and all knows that Guru Ragni Dijati Nam Varnanang Brahmano Guru.
Yes.
That was our tradition. Yes. When this divine land named as India, all these these concepts are now being dismantled.
Mother became mummy.
Mother became mummy. And all these things. So now we want to actually revive and rejuvenate. Then we want to strengthen the Brahmin community who we are guiding the society, who we are actually guiding the rulers, who we are the main architect of the administration.
Yeah.
So now it is a difficult task, because the country, the administrators, the politicians, the policy makers, they are after India.
Correct.
And when they are after India, they want to promote India Vada. And now we are all Bharatiyas. we are in Bharatavada. So Brahmins are actually, now they are coming under crushed under that India Vada.
Right.
So now they have been put in a very precarious condition all over this country.
Sir.
In every state you go, that Brahmins have been there in through that reservation policy. Brahmins are left away, and through our SC ST atrocity act also, the Brahmins have been tortured through various ways.
Dr. Deekshithaji, if you could please permit me, if I would say a statement, I just want to make our viewers also very aware of it.
Yeah.
If I would make a statement that the downfall of the Sanskrit movement was made by the Brahmins for not speaking Sanskrit in their house.
You are 100% correct.
If Brahman would have been adhered, hooked on, hold on, held up Sanskrit at their house, the Samskriti of Bharat would have prevailed, the Bharatiyata would have prevailed. What is your experience, sir?
No, actually, you are 100% correct. I don't know actually how Brahmins could not sustain that kind of tradition. That is actually, it is, that parampara. It is really very the regrettable situation now.
That is the first step of downfall.
Now also we are not only teaching Sanskrit to Brahmins only, but also to the common people.
Everyone has got the right to know their mother language.
Yes, mother language. One thing, and the second thing is that Brahmins should realize their own responsibilities and duties to the society as a whole. Society, not the society means the society which coming down since Vedic ages. That society, that Vedic ages society, and now we are also planning to establish a Vedic university, Vedic Science University in Odisha. Or somebody from New Zealand also, he proposes that you should come to New Zealand and we will provide all things there in New Zealand. But for that some other problems also, we are not going to New Zealand. And also in Poland also, we have started a small center there. And through all these activities, I think we can do something, and then we can do some service to our motherland. And for revival of our samskara, revival of our Sanskriti, and revival of our Sanskrita Bhasha. The three things.
Dr. Sandeep Deekshithaji, I would like to ask you one more thing, sir. In Portugal, people talk Portuguese. In Japan, Japanese. In China, Chinese. But in Bharat, when we say Sanskrit, they see you as if you are from an Stone Age or something like that. That kind of a perverted thought, that kind of a delineating thought has been there injected right from the LKG, UKG, first class, second class in our system of education. Now, may I ask you, sir, what are your steps to again bring back the system of education? When I talk about the system of education, I am not talking about the highest university. Ma ka shabd, when the child learn, when a toddler, when a small boy, when a small kid, he learns Ma, Pita. From that age, Sanskrit should come into his tongue. Now, what are the steps taken by you, Swami? That have you gone into different parts of the country? What are all the parts of the country you have visited? What are the steps you have taken in interacting with the people and the local governments there to put Sanskrit right from the LKG, UKG and first class?
Very thought-provoking question you have put to me. One thing, when we started this movement in Puri, in a local newspaper, my interview came, and that was, the heading was it, a person from a Jew.
This is how the Sanskrit people, and if God comes also, even if God comes and talks in Sanskrit, they will say you are from Jew.
No, I am lucky that they mentioned person and not a beast. One thing.
Very correct.
That was because in Odisha also, initially I was talking only through Sanskrit. Even to the fruit seller, to the rickshaw and all those, because I was only speaking Sanskrit. Yeah, I wanted to make them understand that
the communication should be set up.
should be there, and also in the society we have started some type of tricks how the people should at least listen that someone is speaking Sanskrit. That was some tricks we have. Like one thing that my followers, we just go through the bus, and one will sit in the front and another will sit in the back of the bus. Then when that conductor comes, someone says, "Ye Satyanarayana, Bhavan kutra asti?" The conductor agatah adhuna aham chitikam karomi, Bhavan chitikam na karotu.
You don't take the ticket, conductor has come, I will take ticket.
पुनः सः कथयति अस्तु 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 दीक्षितं महोदय तर्हि अस्तु अस्तु एवं चेत् then what happens, then all these passengers, they listen, then they actually questions me, in which language you are speaking. It is Sanskrit, because you know Odia is little bit nearer to Sanskrit.
Yes, sir.
So Sanskrit. Someone speaks Sanskrit. Then others also came to me. Then I speak only in Sanskrit, not in Odia or not in Hindi or like this. They questions in Odia, but I answer in Sanskrit.
Very nice.
Like that also we started that an anxiety started
movement kind of
yeah. No, also we started an atmosphere of anxiety among the people.
So almost you went to the grassroots level.
Grassroots level, yeah. Then about that education system also, now what happens all over the country, all these governments are against the present situation of Sanskrit. You see in Odisha, in a very small state, there is a university named Shri Sadanand Sanskrit University.
Can you please tell again, sir, what is the university name? Shri
Jagannatha Sanskrit Vishwavidyalaya in Puri. And we have 183 Sanskrit colleges in a small state. Excellent. And now 30,000 students traditionally, they sit for traditional Sanskrit examinations. 30,000 students.
That's a big number.
Yeah, big number. Not a very small number. But one thing that the government of Odisha is now not supporting all the students in various ways, like through employment or through academic career development programs or through any other developmental programs. Nothing, no support. But one convenient situation for us, for the local assessment is, we are picking up those students. We have been giving training to them, and after trained, they go to the villages, go to the small schools, they run spoken Sanskrit classes.
Excellent.
And not only in Odisha, all those students, first local person who started in 83, all these Odia people, they went through the country.
Excellent.
Also in foreign countries, also in Japan.
That's India, a beautiful job opportunity as well.
Yeah.
In Germany, probably there would have been hotcakes.
yeah. But now that branch in Germany opened last year, so actually we have not now have been functioning that one. But it is difficult that we cannot introduce Sanskrit in schools because it is in the hand of the government.
Correct.
The problem is there. Correct. But somehow now in the society also we are making a situation in favor of Sanskrit.
Dr. Deekshith Swami, I ask you another question, sir. Did at any time your organization as a chairman of this movement and also the president of the Orissa Brahmin Federation, Mahasana, taking forward the Sanskrit, did you take forward to the government level as an application to say Narendra Modi ji or to the central ministry where HRD or wherever it is concerned, Bhasha, wherever they support? Did any debate, any discussion happen at that level with you so that the Sanskrit will be given the proper platform? And as you rightly said, Sanskrit, from talking to you, sir, now I am understanding that person who learns Sanskrit, his windows are open everywhere. In a house, in a room, you have only 2 windows.
Yeah.
But once you learn Sanskrit, it's like sone pe suhag.
Yeah.
You know, you have opportunities worldwide.
Yeah. Definitely.
Why the government is not coming for the thought, or did it come for the thought? Is there any movement from the central government side? What do you think that will be a better suggestion for them?
The government of India in different times, depending upon the Secretary for Education or like that, or the
Yes.
or the Minister of Education,
Yes, sir.
they have been supporting our movement, both financially, both administratively. They have been supporting,
Excellent.
but not up to mark. Means, you see, now government is giving granting aid to Lokabhasha Prachar Samiti for deployment of Sanskrit Pracharaka, but only 8,000 rupees per month, you see. But I think government of India and all the state governments, because you see that the education is monitored by the state governments, not by the government of India.
Yes, sir.
Recently also that National Education Policy 2020,
Yes.
government of India in a different way, not directly, in a different way, imposes some points through which Sanskrit can be taken up, can be introduced in various school curriculum. But now I think government of India has to think more, has to support in a very vigorous way.
More of Bharat thought than India.
Since inception of Lokabhasha Prachar Samiti, we have been propagating that actually we are for Bharat and not for India. We are for Bharat. Yes. Unless Bharat comes, Sanskrit and Samskriti and Samskara, all those things will not come. It is my personal view. So long that India is there in our constitution, that it is very difficult, because that very misconception of Bharat and India. People say that what is the difference between Bharat and India? But there is a hell and heaven difference.
Correct.
Bharat is Bharat and India is India. India is the westernized concept, and it is only some 250, 300 years ago. Someone told that no, it is also that Megasthenes and all this, those China, that China people also, they know, they also answered Indas, Hindus, or like that. So since then, since 200 AD, that India is there, or India is there for their people. For our people, it is Bharat only.
Correct.
Janani Janmabhumischa Surgadapi Gariyasi. This is in my heart.
Mother's name can change after 90 years.
Yeah, definitely.
जो मातृ का the name
गंगा ये दिखे हैं, ये सब जो कुरुक्षेत्र में गया गंगा प्रवास पुष्करणी तो जो बोलते हैं, ये तो सब ये भारत का एकता के लिए हम बोलते हैं ना.
Absolutely, well taken, sir. Well taken.
So we must think, we must work, and we must endeavor, and we must coordinate, and we must work organizingly in an organized form to revive Bharata.
Dr. Saab, this is a very important question, because the urgency of parents in today's India, the urgency of parents that the child is born, and now the child has to learn something, he has to enter into professional education, he has to settle in life. So in this rat race for settlement and the responsibility on the shoulders, somewhere the Bharatiyata, Samskriti is now under the table. Suggestion to the parents, could you please tell us?
One thing we must know, that there are 3 settlements in a life. One is The second is cultural, and the third is spiritual. For practical purposes, you might be knowing that one sentence of Mahatma Gandhi ji. Somewhere Mahatma Gandhi mentioned that we should and must open our windows to come the air and light from all sides.
Correct.
But we should not be swayed away through that air.
Very right.
That is in my mind. That for making my boys or girls according to my cultural and spiritual tradition, it is not not at all difficult or not at all different from our practical life.
Exactly.
Without knowing the distinctions of practical, cultural and spiritual, we are mingling all those cultural and spiritual traditions with our practical life. We have been swayed away. We have been flowed away.
We have thoroughly confused
ourselves and we will float away with the Western cultures and other cultures, diminishing our own identity. Our identity, our originality, or like that.
Correct.
So I'm totally the difference in my view that we can manage our boys and girls, our teen boys and girls. We can give them samskaras, and we should make them know our Sanskriti. Then they may be engineers in USA or Australia or like that, or
Yes.
engineers or IITians or like this and that. There is no problem.
IIT with a scholar in Sanskrit will be a most demanding thing anywhere in what like that.
And knowing Sanskrit language is not difficult at all, because you know, I also know the students who are going to Germany and some other, even in China or Japan, they are going and they are also speaking in China and Japan there.
Correct.
So knowing a language or practicing that or speaking that language, is not difficult. Our students to learn or to speak in Sanskrit. Sanskrit is their own mother tongue. So there is no difficulty. But only that mindset should be there.
Exactly. So ultimately the bottom line is the parents have to take an initiative. Of the practical purposes, they can ask the children to go to any kind of education. But for culture and spiritual, there is no change. It is not India, it is Bharatiyata which should come at the culture and spiritual level. For all other practical purposes, let them learn anything. That is what. Dr. Sadanand Deekshith ji, sir, let me be very honest with you, sir. It was a great learning to be with you for these many minutes. It was an excellent experience. It was a kind of a dive into a Sanskrit ocean, what all that we can get and what all we missed all these days. In coming days, we hope that the people of Bharat, the government of Bharat, will definitely understand the spiritual, practical purpose and the priority of Sanskrit. Let us all be united. Let us protect the culture and the spirituality of Bharatiyata. We shall meet again on the next program of Idam Brahmyam. Thank you so much, Dr. Saab. Thank you so much. Please.